But I want you to understand that Yom Teruah not only gets us ready for Yom Kippur, Yom Teruah, the day of blowing, again also known as Rosh Hashanah, is really ultimately about a reminder that the Creator is going to judge his creation. He's going to reveal himself to the world. He's coming back.
From in the beginning, so God started the world. We're going to go all the way to the end of the tribulation. But let's use this one here. Okay, so it is known by the Hebrews, who were the original records keepers, that God started the world with his voice and started with the Feast of Trumpets. Okay? Then, 4,000 years later is when Jesus came. You guessed it, at the Feast of Trumpets. And that was in 3 BC. And he actually tabernacled with them, right? And he was wrapped, the swaddling cloths, the Hebrew word for that is the rags that were made from the high priest would wear a garment that would get totally splattered with blood, totally covered with blood. So when they were done with them, they threw them out and they would cut them into ribbons, and they would use those to light the temple lamps that were 75 cubits high. So some of those rags that were from the high priest of the atonement celebration, covered in blood, that's what he was swaddled in. So he fulfills trumpets because the angels trumpeted and said, look, come and see. And then he was wrapped in the atonement rags, being the baby high priest. And then he tabernacled with us. So anyways, from Feast of Trumpets in the beginning till Jesus came, Feast of Trumpets. 2,000 years later, in 2017, at the Feast of Trumpets, God fulfills a Bible verse in the heavens. Rev 12 sign. Okay? And that was at exactly the 6,000th year and the 120th Jubilee. Okay? Feast of Trumpets, to Feast of Trumpets, to Feast of Trumpets. Then we had 3 years, and in the offerings in the law, you'll see a lot of times they'll say, bring a lamb of 3 years or bring a bull of 3 years. And with the trees, they had to wait at least 3 years. So that's kind of like a purification time. Purification, okay? So then we had the year of dung. 5781. And we covered before, 781 in Hebrew equates to dung. So the fig tree prophecy, I've come looking for fruit on this fig tree for 3 years, cut it down. Then the Holy Spirit says, no, leave it alone 1 more year, and we'll dung it and see what happens. If it doesn't produce fruit then, by the end of the year, when's the end of the year? Right before Feast of Trumpets. What starts a new year? Feast of Trumpets. At Feast of Trumpets, and then 7 years of tribulation to end at Feast of Trumpets, and then God will do his work, and I believe time carries on where he's still king over us for 7 years and 6 months. We're going to go over that next. I think I can fit it here. All right, so from Feast of Trumpets, 4,000 years to Feast of Trumpets, 2,000 years to Feast of Trumpets, 3 years, the Feast of Trumpets. 1 year, the Feast of Trumpets, Rapture, and we wrap this thing up at Feast of Trumpets. You guys like? I like it a lot.